Yo, this is about to be wild. Welcome to the Connectors Corner, where we build everything on Kingdom Principle. I'm your host, Drew Dockery, and I'm a business coach, also an author of the Connectors Handbook. But as a business coach, I help sales pros and entrepreneurs not leave money on the table by doing 3 specific things. Number 1, monetizing relationships. Number 2, growing your network. And number 3, making proper connections. So today we're going to talk about some different things. Welcome to our bag talk session. I think this is episode 4 possibly. But we got my brother here, my brother By Digg, Shop By Digg on Instagram. I mean, obviously I'll put all his tags in the description below. We have my 2 sons, Rel and AJ. So, let's just catch up real quick before we get into it. So, Junior, what's going on?
You know what I'm saying?
Where that camera get on, boy. You know what I'm saying? No, it's good. Speak your piece. I'm fine.
Ain't nothing going on, man. I'm saying, ready to be a dad, so.
Okay, I hear that.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Hey.
Man, look at it.
Rel, what's good with you, man? What's new?
Not much. Just figured out a logo.
Okay.
For my clothing brand. Still not saying no names.
That's
Y'all know it already.
Got you. That's what's up.
Just found a logo.
Found a logo. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Glad to hear that. Well, my man Digg, what's good, bro?
Man, just working. I am working on a movie. I am a director, a co-director. I did the cinematography, and I did also the editing, and I helped with the sound and stuff. So me and Dave Sanfield, we put together a movie called The Come Up. The Come Up is about two people from Buffalo that come up on something, obviously, and whatever they come up on, whatever it is, someone tries to take it away. They took it from someone, and somebody wants it back.
Okay, got you.
So
okay.
That's pretty much what it's about. This is a quick synopsis, but it should be coming out soon. We just going through the final touch-ups with that.
Nice. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Yo, you the man. You a humble dude, too.
Nah.
You definitely a humble dude. My man get around. Dude
man, you say I'm humble. Look at this. How many people got books? If I had a book, it would be 10 pages. This book is 85 pages of what you need to know. So, man, much respect.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But no, dude, you definitely did some major things. I know you heavy in the town when it comes to videography for sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely got the best quality videos I've seen from any videographer. You get in touch with, we try them all the time. In Atlanta one week, like last week we was trying to link up you in Maryland. I'm like, this dude getting around. Yeah. Definitely getting around. But no, I know y'all probably don't know who it is, but it was this rapper we grew up listening to named Memphis Bleak.
Oh, yeah.
And he was shooting video for him. I don't know what became of it, but I'm quite sure that was a good door or connection as far as broadening your network to do some other things. How did that help you in your career further?
Okay, so the backstory of it, Memphis Bleak. So Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z grew up in the same projects, in Marcy Projects. So they grew up in the same building. So when Jay-Z made it, he reached back and put up Bleak. So Bleak, early 2000s, was the man, and he still is. He's still doing his thing now. He has his own stuff going on. So working with Bleak, that was good. It was just a good way to see what it's like working with somebody at that level, a platinum level artist. So it was good.
Dang, that's sweet. That's definitely sweet. So, did y'all have any questions before I kind of breeze through? No? You good? You just listening, just taking it in? Okay. Okay, so you worked with Memphis Bleak. You've been doing a lot of traveling lately. Other than the movie that you got going on, what have you been doing? If you can talk about it, I don't know if you can talk about it.
It's tough because I do have certain things that I'm exploring in business. I do want to start another business. I do have an LLC in my filming business, but I do want to start another business. But I really don't want to talk about it. But it does have something to do with delivery.
Okay, that's the concept.
Yeah, the concept of it is delivery.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, I dig that. People always gonna need things delivered. So.
That's a fact, and we figured that out during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely, the pandemic showed a lot. Like I was thinking about it when I left what I talk about in the book. I left the $1 billion room. I had came away with a contact with this guy he started a company. It was a startup, but they started a company where you can now pay rent online. So the goal was it was like a specific platform specifically for business owners, or I would say property owners, to have all of that ran through them so they didn't have to chase people down for their rent, which was cool. But I didn't think the pandemic was coming. So at that time, I mean, granted, the $1 billion room happened in 2016. This is 2016. We're talking about this. We wasn't even thinking about paying rent online. Everybody might have wanted to, or would have wanted the easier way to do it, but it hadn't been anything at that time solidified to do it.
Yeah.
But
yo, man. Yeah, you're right, yo. As far as like I know you spoke about the $1 billion room. I understand. Did you want to go into the concept of that, or I could. So
whatever you want.
From where I come from, if you want to make money in general, you gotta make money every day. And the people that you talk to gotta be people that can help you be a better you. No matter if it has anything to do with money, finance, relationships, church. If you're talking to somebody and they ain't talking about nothing, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be around them type of people, because you're going to be one of them type of people if you're around them, or if you talk to those type of people on the regular. So I try and be around people that are trying to do well. And it helps, man. Like, I just told you about that delivery business, right? Dude, I'm at work. And one of my coworkers, he's new. He just came onto the job. And, you know, I don't want to bring it up, but I brought it up. And he gave me 2 quality sources that I can use in order to start the whole business. And he knows a guy that's already going through the same thing that I'm thinking about doing.
Right.
So he had so many answers that could help me, but that's by talking to somebody that can help me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you be rude to people that can't help you, but I'm saying you gotta be mindful of it though.
Yeah.
You don't want to be giving people all your time that can't make you a better person.
Right, and that's a big component of what I teach as far as making the proper connections. That's a proper connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to meet somebody who can open the door to you somewhere, to get you somewhere that will be beneficial to you and to them. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about with the $1 billion room and the 2 guys, if I'd known that 3 years of work helping them build a sales force would have gotten me to a place where I could really capitalize 2-3 years later into millions, I definitely would have did it. But at that time, I wasn't able to sustain my, I guess, level of life and income at that level, and then put all that work into finding sales professionals and building a sales team, because it's definitely something that's tough to do. Like, I was doing that for years. It's not easy. It's not simple.
Yo, it's in order to make money for real. It almost feels impossible, because you got 2 different sides. So you have your family side, that you got responsibilities. You got kids that gotta eat, or you got whatever. You gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay your bills. You gotta make sure your car is up and running. You gotta have gas in it. So that responsibility, whatever number it is, it might be $1,000 a month. You gotta make sure you get that whatever you need, and it's probably $2,000 now because of inflation and everything. Yeah. So you gotta make sure you got that $2,000 every month. But on the flip side of it, if you're a wealthy businessman right now, I could come work for you for free right now, and I could learn so much, and I would be put around other billionaires, and assume if you're around people that's doing their thing. If you're in a barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you there long enough, you're gonna get it. But you know, that was a corny saying, but it's still
that's a gem right there. It's a bar.
But you still have that responsibility of getting that $2,000 up.
That's a fact.
So how can I work? How can I get here? That's nasty. How can I get here and I gotta handle this? So that's what makes the whole thing tough. That's what makes it tough to get money, because you got the sacrifices of, shoot, you can't pay that rent. Now you're living in your car. Yeah. Or you're living with somebody. You know what I mean? Now you how can you sacrifice so much to get here, But you gotta, on the other side, the responsibilities that you have to do, it holds you back.
Yeah,
somewhat.
that's a fact.
It holds you back somewhat because, your time is limited on this earth. So, whatever, your teens are gone, your 20s are gone. Is getting there. Yo, bro, it's a blip. You're only on this earth for a blip. But like, I want to talk too much. But you're only here for so long, and you got so much that you want to accomplish, so much that has to be done. But you got responsibilities. Like, it's almost like this, man. You go to your house might be dirty as fuck. Sorry for swearing. I don't know if I'm swearing properly, but your house is dirty as a motherfucker. You have a dirty ass house. You know what your responsibilities is.
Right,
You know you're supposed to pick that bowl up with that cereal in that joint a week ago. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do, but you continuously walk by it. Because you be like, man, I ain't cleaning up because I gotta go to work. Because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's the
trade-off.
It's a trade-off. You know what I'm saying? And that's just part of it, man. And everybody gotta work hard. I don't know why you touched that. I don't know what it was, unless you put it there.
I think it was, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I know it's all good.
That's funny. But the bowl of cereal there for a week, jeez, that's tough. Wow.
But,
you know that done transformed into something different.
For sure, it's growing. It got legs.
That's a fact.
You know
it got legs. Yeah, that's a fact.
It's hard. It's so hard, man. And I see it every day. And I have a job in which I get free time, so I got more of an open mind. But I remember when I used to work 7 days a week, and now I'm focused. I'm focused on not making no money. Because when I work 7 days a week, my check at the end of 7 days a week, my check, I know it was a long time ago, but my check was like 400.
7 days a week?
7 days a week.
That ain't nothing. That's.
Well, listen, you act like we had a choice, bro. Like,
he was in the same boat as me.
Yeah, like, dude, what? I was happy I did get the job I did get. Like, I remember a couple times I was at least able to be at home while I'm on the clock and play the video game or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was. I found a job that had some flexibility to where, $400, $500, $600 a week, not a bad look.
See, and he always made it more to me, but at the same time, it's not necessarily what you're doing, but it's more what your goals are.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you can't have no dumbass goals too. Like, you look at, I want to have money, I want to have a nice car, you got to have a goal on like what, like, I know you have a clothing line, correct? Mm-hmm. Your goal could be, I want to sell 100 hoodies. Mm-hmm. I wasn't gonna say 1,000, but you can start at 100. I want to sell 100 hoodies in a week. Mm-hmm. Now that the pressure is on, now you hungry. Now you like, damn, you that was your goal, and boom, you didn't accomplish your goal. You know why you didn't accomplish your goal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 or 3 of them days out the week, I just didn't feel like selling hoodies. Mm-hmm. You accomplished your goal. Now you can set another goal. And by accomplishing your goal, you selling hoodies for $30 a piece. You just made $3,000. Now you got $3,000 worth of capital that you could. Now I sold 100. Now I'm about to do this new rollout. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do I don't even know what you call them joints, where you just do the pop-ups. When you do a pop-up, I'm gonna do a pop-up at my old high school or something like that. And I'm gonna have food trucks and stuff like that. And I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have all the people on the basketball team, I'm gonna get them all the hoodies. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of coming up with stuff as you going, trying to like get that goal. And then if that don't work out, you like, damn, why didn't that work? And now you can see, you tried this, you tried that. And eventually somebody else might help you. You might get the hoodies for cheaper or whatever, cut costs. Now you was making $10 a hoodie, now you making $15 a hoodie. Now you know what I'm saying? So like, your goals, my point was, your goals gotta be realistic. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, I want to have some bread.
And in line with your activity.
Yeah. And that's a part of, that's everything. And by doing that, that's more important than going to any school, learning from your mistakes, is losing money. Because that's the toughest thing about any business you do. you're gonna take way more
Yeah,
losses.
that's a fact.
Then you.
There's gonna be
you know
some.
what I'm saying,
There's
the
gonna be
losses
some
gonna be
empty movement when it
But
comes to business.
You want to limit your losses.
Yeah, you definitely want to limit it. And I think the more people you know, and the larger your network is, it helps limit your losses because you should be able to pick and choose who's gonna be in your network.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you shouldn't just be cool with everybody, but I wouldn't just throw everybody to the wind either. Certain people you may meet and be like, okay, maybe what they do isn't really something I value as far as lifestyle or job or income or whatever, but they may know somebody who they can connect you to, and they got to be comfortable enough to do that, to have that conversation. And I think that's a lot of times a big piece of why people miss or not make a lot of money in business. Mm-hmm. Like the one time I did go for a car sales position over at one of the Honda spot on Transit. This was like 2014, 2015. He was telling me, during the interview, I'm asking big money questions because my goal is to come here and make money, right? The dudes that they got there, they just, subpar and they okay with what they had. But the whole point was, when I interviewed with the GM there, he told me we have a database of every customer that bought our car or bought cars from us, no matter what it was. And it goes back at least 5 to 7 years. You can call everybody in the database because everybody who's on the sales force don't call in the database. I said, really? So I'm like, so who's your top earner here? Do you have anybody making above $100,000 a year? And he was like, well, we got one, and he's been here, 10, 15 years. I'm like, oh. He was like, well, why you say it like that? I'm like, well, that's my goal. I'm coming to sell cars, and y'all got a database? That makes it so much simpler. I don't have to do a whole lot of work to go build a clientele of people to buy the cars. And he was like, wow, okay, that's good thinking. The only problem was they couldn't make room for me to get onto their sales force. Mm-hmm. Plus, I knew too much. So I was overqualified for the position based on what he was saying. He told me to keep in contact with him. I should have kept his contact because he was the GM over there. So keep in contact with, he was like, keep in contact with me. Let me know anything you got going on. And whatever I can do to help, let me know, for sure. And I knew it was real because he would text me, hey, how's everything going? We got some things that's kind of opening up come the fall. You still open to it? At the time I wasn't, but I definitely should have kept in contact with him because he would have probably been able to connect me to some other folks, him being a high level business person.
Dude, yo, you right though. You gonna learn in business, networking is everything. Like, yo, my man DJ Gus,
yeah,
716, the video shot you. Right now, if you really look at it, I hate to put his business on here, but for real, he probably only had a job maybe twice, maybe 3 times. He had a kid job, a high school job, and then he had a college job, and then he had a job when he was about to move out of Buffalo. So whatever. So my boy Gus, he's like one of the greatest networkers of all time, but he's not a chatty person. But at the same time, if he meets you and he builds a relationship with you, mm-hmm. he'll constantly keep that relationship open. Like, you brought up Memphis Bleak, right? Mm-hmm. That was years ago. He still talks to this man. Yeah, and not only do we talk to Memphis Bleak, he still talks to Memphis Bleak, his road manager at the time, Trey Brown. Wow. He still talks to Kai. Kai was on the road with us. He talks to all 3 of them. He talks to, like, you would think, like, oh, I'm just gonna talk to Bleak. Like me, I don't talk to any of them. Not only that, right now, I probably shouldn't say, but he's working with the NFL today.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw him post that.
Oh, so he posted it? Okay. Yeah, he posted it. As we speak, he's working with the NFL. Mind you, this is all off of connections. Like, like the Memphis Bleak thing, that was off of networking. Mm-hmm. He was at a club downtown Buffalo, made a connection. Jay-Z or Beyonce had a concert downtown. He came with them, made a connection with them. It's all networking, yo. Yeah. And you you gotta be square or A1. You gotta be A1. You know what I mean? You gotta have all your stuff in order. Because as soon as, you know what I mean, if this room right now, if it was 5 people in here working with headsets on, with the lights all set up, And you know what I mean? The way
Most production.
yeah, if the more professional people feel that, like people feel it make you change up.
That's
I might
right.
sit up in my seat. I might take off my hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And those type of things are important in business. You know what I mean? But like, it's just the perception that you got your stuff put together. And he, like I said, Gus has always been good at networking, man. Like all the people that we've worked with in the past, even the NFL, we did the 2020, no, it had to be 2020. 2020, we did a Bills Mafia feature for the NFL Network.
I seen that.
How did that happen, yo?
Right.
I was a part of an NFL Network commercial that aired several times. How did that happen? Because of Gus's networking. He got all that stuff off of networking, and it's not like he like a bubbly personality and all up in your face. No,
But he mad cool though.
He a real person, and he got his stuff together. You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
fact.
He's a professional person, and you're not gonna catch him lacking. You know what I'm saying? So, shouts to Gus.
Definitely. Big shout out to Gus.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about networking, right? Do you feel like, and this is what I want y'all to kind of let me know what y'all think about this too, and I guess before we get into it, I want to see what y'all think. Do you feel like you have to switch up and adjust to the environments that you go into in order to be accepted in the room? They got a word for it, but I forgot. I don't know what the word is off the top of my mind right now.
Adapt.
No. It's code switching. Code switching. They make it derogatory, but
I ain't gonna hold you. I do.
What you think, bro? Before you go, hold on.
I don't know. You might have to.
You said you don't have to. Why don't you have to?
So you should be able to be yourself, and if people like you, they're gonna like you. You know what I'm saying?
True.
How you act. So
I agree.
I say you might because everybody might not like who you are.
That's true. That's true too. So I'll go last. What you think?
I was gonna say I do because my personality, and it's not. I'm a quiet person. I don't really like to talk that much. Because of my personality, I have to be somebody I'm not. Like I have to literally go into detail and explain everything that I do. And you know what I'm saying? So that's just not my personality. That's just not, so I'm kind of switching up by opening up and being somebody I'm not because I'm more reserved. So I'm not saying I'm trying to use words I can't pronounce. I'm saying I'm not being myself 100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you educated though, so it's not like you missing anything. You educated dude. Like let's keep it funky. You sharp.
But yo, we all in this room right now. We all graduated from high school. Everybody graduated. You graduated. So cool. We all see, and that's my point exactly. Who knows?
Right.
And who cares?
They don't.
Why does it matter? Education is a hustle. They hustle.
They
Hustle. That's not a. Don't tell people I'm educated. They're like, oh, somebody with money. Like, damn, they got you. Like, you want to tell a billionaire? Tell a billionaire. You said you was in a billionaire room
yeah.
with a billionaire. Tell him you got 10 degrees from Harvard.
He probably won't work with me.
He probably not gonna care at all.
But no, I would probably have to show and prove him my ability.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That education,
Exactly.
it is important for certain fields, but I feel like in business, he know more than me. You know more than me. I don't know. You got a business. You know more than me because y'all got businesses. I have a business too. I have a filming business, but you know. Y'all, you've been doing it for how many years? In business?
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
And
it's been a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
and
a decade.
If you're doing it, that's way more important. Like you learn so much. Like we just toss around ideas, and I think anytime you got a business, I hate to say it, but it'll never work if it's you by yourself.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
You need a team.
You
bro.
need a team.
You need a team.
Oh my
bro.
God, yo.
And y'all all gotta have the same goal.
Man.
You gotta have the same goal. It's one goal. It's one goal. And y'all need a team.
It's definitely a win.
And the thing is, one hand wash the other hand. You know what I'm saying? So like, you need that. It's a necessity.
Yeah, you can't really. It's really no higher you can go without having a team. And I think that's really who I'm having. Like people, my clients, right? So what they're having an issue with is they're used to doing everything independently. And it doesn't, you can only have success independently so far for so long. It gets to a point where all that independent activity abruptly stops. Mm-hmm. And now you can't go no further than that because you gotta have some extra pieces. So they find that out, and I guess the best way to do that is through networking. Like you're gonna create your master, what I call the, well no, I didn't call it that. Napoleon Hill called it that in Think and Grow Rich. Your mastermind. Mm-hmm. Your mastermind group is what helps you create, your team. In essence, is really your network because they're gonna help you get to where it is you're trying to get to, whether they benefit directly or not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So your network becomes your quote unquote mastermind team, and they help you. You know what I'm saying, in that development. Now, at a certain point, depending on what rooms they get you into, you're gonna have to have a personal team under your brand to be able to do that.
You need a team.
That's a fact.
Without a team, you're useless.
Yeah.
If nobody will follow you, why you think you're gonna be successful?
Yeah, that's tough.
If you can't get one of your cousins.
Well, I don't include them.
No. But I'm saying somebody, your mother. You know what I mean? If you can't get a family member to support you, and I don't even like to use family, but if you can't get a team of people, like, man, I'm gonna mess her name up, but I hate to call her that too. Little baby's baby mother.
Jada Cheese? Or
But I watched some interviews with her and how she came up. She was real popular in high school and she started selling clothes. She had a launch and she had a team of her mother, and I think her grandmother. And they was all pressing stuff up and getting stuff ready and putting out packages. She had a team.
Yeah,
you need a team. You can't do that. You can't do it. You can name your team after you. And then you be like, yo, we did our thing today. Yeah, but you need that. That's because when you go, y'all look like y'all go to the gym. Y'all go to the gym all the time. When it's you by yourself,
it's boring.
You gonna fall off. You might go for like a week. You might go for a month. You might go for a couple of days, or whatever. It's just boring. You get a partner. Now, you know what I mean? Now you like, he checking in, yo, we hitting the gym today? Now y'all both, you're not slacking off. Now, it's like 10 people in your little thing, or your little group, and y'all doing a cycle or something like that. Now y'all like, yo, man, we gotta get the gang together. We working out today. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. In the black community, and I hate to put it on black people, we are so good at what we do that we know what we want and we think we can do it on our own. Yeah. And that's
the biggest mistake.
It hurts us because, man, we got a lot of successful people, real intelligent people that just try and do it on their own, and myself included.
Me too.
Myself included.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to be delivered from that though.
Yeah, that all come from our parents, though. That come from our parents. You're like, man, you gotta be a leader. But sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta follow before you lead. It's way too many what is it? Too many chiefs, not enough Native Americans. I want to say that. Yeah.
Either way, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But you get the point. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to follow. You gotta be able to listen. You gotta be able to talk to the right people. You gotta have the time. You gotta be able to sacrifice. Man, everybody, you be hearing all these millionaires. You hear Steve Harvey, I lived in my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, they sacrifice. Steve Harvey could have easily went back to Cleveland, Ohio, and got a job at sanitation or whatever. He could have easily went back. You homeless, bro. you could easily change that, but you had a goal, and you working towards that. You know what you want, and nobody can tell you no different. And it all worked out. And many people that's very successful, they try and reach. I want you to. They trying to get to a certain point, but at the same time they got responsibilities, like I said, and they either in the middle or they over here. Or they just like double and dabble, they back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. It gotta be one straight.
They making that shit a part-time job, but it ain't gonna work if it's part-time, man.
Yeah,
if you trying to get to the NBA, you can't be part-time.
You
trying to get to the league, you can't be part-time. You gotta be all the way in. You gotta have to mass sacrifices. You're gonna lose out on friendships, girls. Nah, you still won't get the girl. Nah, you don't lose the girl. Nah, that's only momentarily. Keep one. But man, you got it, man. It's a lot of sacrifices to be great, yo. Think about it, man. But Brian, I guarantee he's in the gym right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm sure.
Nah, it's a motherfucker that's saying, I'm trying to get to the league. This motherfucker playing the game. LeBron won 4 championships, played over 20 years. He in the gym right now, bro.
Yeah.
And it's about, I'm trying to go to the NBA.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all about hard work and sacrifice and all that other stuff. And it's about this right here. Look at this. You done made a whole book. A whole book. This is great.
I honestly, my opinion, I feel like code switching is necessary if you want to make it that derogatory. You get one chance to make a great first impression, right? The last thing you want to do is cock it up, as the British folks say, and not have the proper connection made when you first meet somebody. So I use me as an example. I just put out an ad for, my book and a 5-day challenge that I'm putting together in September. The first original video I did it in jeans and a tee with a fit. I was comfortable, but at the same time, I'm breaking my first rule. How you get into the room. I talk about the A3 formula: attraction, acceptance, and acquisition. The acceptance phase, or not the acceptance phase, the attraction phase is how you're going to show up. So to me, you're gonna need this code switch until they figure out, okay, he's a cool dude. I can be comfortable with him coming in a hoodie.
That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to build that rapport with them until then. Like one of my guys, I'm having on the podcast too. His name is Andrew Scott. He in real estate. Now, granted, he has shirts with his family's logo. So a lot of times we'll go to business meetings. If we meet up at networking events together, typically he should be, top-notch suited head to toe. Like, you're a prominent dude. You make a lot of money in the city. You're a high respected real estate agent in the town. Like, you should be looking the part when you walk in the room. But because they know him,
you don't gotta do that.
You don't have to do that. So he come in khaki shorts and a t-shirt to business meetings where other folks is fully suited. So even with him, we had this discussion like, leave it to Drew to come suited. Like, yeah, I'm gonna come suited.
Oh, it was him?
Yeah, it was him, yeah. I'm like, I don't know nobody in this room. Now, guaranteed, what's crazy is he stopped saying that after that event. Because when I'm in the back of the room getting water, the investors is walking up to me, hey, what do you do for a living? Are you one of the investors too? What kind of deals you got going on? Hey, I'm kind of trying to be discreet because I don't want to look thirsty in the room. No, them is what I'm saying that's what their thought process was. Because, obviously you don't want to come pull a man by his arm. Hey, what's going on? What you doing? What you got going on? I know you got some business. Let me figure out what's going on.
Get your hand on my pocket.
Right? So, I didn't want to do that. But because I always looked the part, I don't have a problem having people walk up to me and ask me questions about who I am to start that dialogue. Obviously, I want to keep their guards down as low as possible so we can have that uncomfortable conversation. Same thing at the last event I went to. I didn't go suited. I went in jeans and a t-shirt because typically, it was like my first or second time going to that event. But the first time I went, I was fully suited. No tie though, but I was suited. So now, the lady saw me hang out and, you know, shake hands with a few people that she was comfortable with, even though I had on jeans and a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Now, she like, well, I want to get to know who he is because he's connected with all these guys. They seem like they have a high regard for him. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Sat right in front of me while I'm eating my wings and just talked to me the whole time. And I'm just listening to her. You know what I'm saying? She was giving me her information, put me on to another BNI meeting. She bought the book as well because she's a real estate loan officer. And she has another business that she's trying to get going outside of that. So it was just, my thing is, you're going to have to code switch. And I think a lot of people look at social media and say, well, Bill Gates don't code switch, or, you know, Warren Buffett don't code switch. It's a real famous picture of Jay-Z, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett at breakfast in New York. Normally, we all know Jay-Z. You probably have never seen Jay-Z with a suit on. Before that, I had rarely seen him in a suit. He had a suit on meeting with them. You don't go meet with the two richest men in the world, or I would say in the world or in the country at that time, as far as listed billionaires. They number one, number two, number three. You're not going to go approach them, have a business conversation with them, and not be suited, especially when they're suited. So I would say you code switch for whatever audience you're going to meet with. I did a podcast, I did a feature on 716 Live last week. My thing was I needed to figure out what the overall vibe was of their environment and how they do their production. So I started watching a lot of their content on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, so I don't need to show up suited for that. So I went in jeans and a t-shirt. And it was cool. Now, I probably would have been in some trouble if I'd have went and they got business professionals that they typically work with. Now I have to really exceed, like my communication game got to exceed the way I look. You have to look past, I got to talk to you well enough to where you look past whatever you see right now. It's like damn, he pretty smart. Maybe I should just connect with him anyway. Typically, if I'm in a room and I got on a hoodie or a t-shirt and some jeans, they probably be like, he cool, but he ain't that damn cool.
Yeah. Yo, I'll say too, at the same time, I don't like that word. I don't like the word code switch. I don't like that word. I don't like it either, but whatever words. But
that's what they say it is.
But I don't like that word. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that connotation that comes with that, because it just sounds like you selling out.
It do.
It sounds like some
it do.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what AJ was coming at. Like, yo, my name is AJ. Yeah, you're not gonna call me.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Kuta.
No, like, hell no.
But no, so I think that's the blurred line about it.
Yeah.
But I agree. You should know, like Jay-Z, you brought up Jay-Z, you should know. He knows how to move in a room full of vultures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, right. He know. You just gotta know how to move. You gotta know.
That's a fact.
You gotta know what is expected of you. And if you wanna do something else, you just, at least you don't want to be ignorant to the fact that, yo, I'm a man with Warren Buffett, I probably should wear it. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
A little nicer.
Yeah.
But if you chose not to, that's fine too. But you got to know that because at the end of the day, you got to live with your decisions.
True.
If you don't like wearing some shit, if you don't like saying some shit, you don't like doing some shit, you damn, can you swear? Can you bleep this out?
Let's keep it as possible, please.
You a bleep ass. Oh, damn, bleep. Like, yo, you a part, yo, like if you know it's not something that you feel strongly about and you doing it, I just don't think you should do it. But at the same time, you should know what is expected of you.
Yeah, I mean, granted, don't move from your values and your principles.
Values and principles.
That's the thing. If you're moving into a room that's going to make you change up your values and principles, that's different. But how you communicate effectively is not communicating with everybody the same. You can't talk to everybody the same and treat everybody the same, because some people will take offense to that. Me being direct, somebody be offended, like, oh, he's a little rude, or he's arrogant, or he's a butthole. But somebody else would be like, oh, yeah, I like how he get right to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's so funny?
Pause. But that's the whole thing about it though, because pretty much what you said, but like you gotta be comfortable with yourself and just know, man, don't sell out, but you just gotta know what you know what I mean, what you doing. You go to meet with the mayor in the mayor's office.
Yeah, you probably need to wear something decent.
I mean, no, but like, you gotta know the both sides. You got okay. If I wear my hoodie, come in with my hoodie, he gonna think I'm a street dude. If I come in with my suit, he gonna think I'm a business. If I come in with this, if I do this, you gotta keep all that stuff in mind. You just can't be stupid.
I would say be aware of how you want the world to proceed.
You gotta know the audience.
You gotta know your
audience. Period. Like everybody look at what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. Mm-hmm. Mark Zuckerberg dressed like a college kid still.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, what he created is not needed for him to have appearances everywhere. And where he's actually getting into certain rooms, they're his rooms.
Yeah.
They're his rooms. You come into a Facebook meeting, an Instagram meeting, like you come into a meeting for him, not him coming for you. So I think people get that dynamic switched up because they want to be comfortable. They don't want to put the extra work in. Like, it may take a little extra work to go get some decent clothes or some nice, casual stuff. That's some extra work. It may not be comfortable. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to get to a certain place, you are not going to get wherever you want to get to just because you feel like people should just accept you. It don't work like that. Especially being this.
Yeah. But sure, you brought up Mark. Mark, boom. Like, that's him. He liked to wear that.
Yeah.
But I bet you it was a situation where that mug had to throw in a suit.
That's a fact.
It's a situation
That's
like
a fact.
he had to.
And matter of fact, I can give you a prime example. When they rolled out Facebook on Wall Street, as far as I can remember, he had to get suited. It looked sloppy, but he had to get suited. He wasn't showing up on Wall Street not suited. Like, you're going to have to come and look the part. You want us to buy your company. You know what I'm saying? You publicly rolling it out to the public so we can buy it and have ownership. It blew up, but you got to come correct. You can't come in here in jeans and some Adidas.
Yeah. And the thing is, Mark, he didn't code switch, so you can say he code switched. It would fall under that. But he was really, like I said, this is what I'm, you know what I mean? Because I don't code switch.
I don't call it code switch.
He just know how to move.
Know how to
move.
Right.
You know what I mean? You going to a funeral, or you going to a wedding, you shouldn't wear white. You going to a funeral, you got, you know what I'm saying? Certain things you'll wear, you might want to, you know what I mean?
Right. That's a fact.
It's just something. It's just,
Listen, I had a situation. I think maybe 3-4 weeks ago. Right, I was invited to a dinner for a lady, church lady, that I have a lot of respect for. So that was another subject. My sister invited me, and I went. And when I talked to my niece, because they put it together for Mother Noma, and I'm like, okay, what's the dress code? It's 85 degrees outside. It's middle of the summer. I wasn't wanting to show up having to be suited, but if I was gonna come, I would have came to be and been suited. She was like, oh, just some jeans and a blazer. So I'm thinking it's a relaxed type of atmosphere and environment. Bruh, I throw on some jeans, some designer sneakers, and a t-shirt. The only dude in the joint dressed like that. Everybody's fully suited.
That's tough.
The only reason why I didn't leave is because he dropped me off.
You couldn't sleep with her.
I was already walking by the time he was
I said it was too late. The light is in the car. I'm not bringing it.
Dude, I'm at the door. They got on church hats, full on dress. The men got their suits on. Some of them is suit and tie, some of them is no tie, but everybody had on a suit. And I'm looking like, yo, I could kill this. I was tight, bruh. I was tight. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I could just play it off and I just won't draw any attention to myself. And it was already bad. Cause I'm probably the only young dude there. Yeah. Everybody else was just, was 50 and above.
Yeah.
So I was the only middle age.
Man, I would say middle age.
But I was in that crowd. I was the youngest dude. So I mean, everybody got me by 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm 37. I'm just.
Damn.
Yeah, everybody, all them old folks probably left there.
I'm sorry.
Don't do me like that. And you older than me. Oh, raggedy.
My bad.
But nah, I got there. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I was hot. It was not. She didn't have to do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. She could have told me something. You know what I'm saying? Beforehand. Cause I was texting like, yo, are you sure? Jeans and the blazer. The tickets was $50. I already knew something was up. I should have known something was up from Jump Street. I should have known.
It was a $50 ticket for
$50 lunch. $50 per plate or per person. And I'm thinking to myself, you saying jeans and a blazer?
Was it on the ticket? Was it on the ticket?
I didn't even get a physical ticket. So I had to pay at the door when I got there. Mind you, that was another thing. The ticket was supposed to be paid for.
Oh.
I ain't throwing no salt on nobody. But I didn't think I had to pay. So I'm thinking like, yo. I come through, I ain't got to pay for the ticket. I'm already dressed bad, so that's already strike one. Then I get there, dressed bad. I'm tight. Now I gotta pull $50 out and pay my own dinner ticket to something I didn't even want to come to in the first place when I was coming to support. I'm hot.
Yeah,
I was hot, bro. I ain't even gonna front.
As you should be.
I was hot.
And the reason was because
Misinformation. But see, this is coming from a person who doesn't understand how to know your audience. You have to know your audience.
But see, sometimes you ask girls, they pretty much always kind of wear. I mean, they dress up though. She was dressed to the T. I was like, maybe she just had on a dress. No.
And that's what had me that had me even more hot. Like you dressed up, and I'm sitting up here looking like a hoodlum. That's already bad. I'm at a church event with a fitted. And some earrings. Now, mind you, me being in ministry, they already looking at me like these young dudes just be, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I'm already starting at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And you just made it worse because now I'm unprepared when I get there. It was not a good look at all, honestly. They already talking stuff about me. I'm already knowing. You know, church folks ain't hiding nothing. They gon' look at that boy. Look at that boy over there.
At least he can do is take off that hat. I
ain't gonna say nothing. You know, them doctor boys, they always want to do what they want to do. Boy, I tell you. Man, they looked at bad all the way around. But for that reason, is what I'm saying. Like, I think people put a negative connotation on it because they feel they should be awarded the same grace that somebody like Mark Zuckerberg, who is Caucasian, let's keep it funky, when you black and you in business, you starting from a different place from somebody else who's not, unless you're in black quote unquote business.
Man, I be on Instagram stupid, but it was just somebody talking about it. They was pretty much saying that like you know how we talk about black and white, racism and all that and all this other stuff, whatever. That it exists other levels, but it really only exists with us because we poor, because they use it to divide us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, like billionaires, like if you're a billionaire and whatever, I'm white or it's a white person here and they a billionaire, do you think that billionaire give a damn? If he talking to you a billionaire, I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to get that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So what I was gonna say, I was just adding on to that. Yeah. Look at that scenario you just gave. One black billionaire, one white billionaire. What's the level of relationship rapport?
Mm-hmm. It's
they both billionaires.
Yeah, the money.
Yeah. So I don't have to check on you if you know what I'm saying. Like I don't have to fear you or be afraid of you because we pretty much in the same bracket. Now, money is green. It's not black and white. I don't see black and white. I see you as green because you got that bread too. You're not here for my money. And a lot of times I think that's a big issue. Somebody always feel threatened.
Yo, man, I think, man, at the end of the day, if you can make me some money and, you know, Indian, white, Native American, Mexican,
Right.
whatever, African, if you can make me some money, yo, boys they be on that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's really the sky's the limit if you can make me some money.
That's
like
right.
you right now, you got, you know what I mean, you got your clothing line. I keep bringing up your clothing line, that's all I know. But like, yeah, you got your clothing line, man, you don't care who buy them joints for. I mean, you probably care, you want them joints to be cool or whatever. But if you can knock off a bunch of them joints, man, you might ride to you might ride to Willacoochee, Georgia. If you know you can sell 1,000 of them joints, and you don't care who wear them, sure, you can use them joints to wipe down the you know what I mean, tables if you want. Just buy
That's
all
tough.
of them.
That's tough.
All of them.
That's a fact though. That's definitely a fact.
All of them.
Yeah.
Sold. I don't care what you do with them, but of course I would want you to wear it, post it,
Right.
and all that stuff.
Get some sort of publicity.
But I want, man, I'm trying not to swear. We're some older individuals. And it don't matter. We are, I'll speak for myself, but you got your, you know what I mean, you got your stuff going on, but it's about the youth. How, you know what I'm saying? Or I know you want to let's ask the youth some stuff, man. Because people, they don't look on the internet, they be like, I don't care what this dude has to say. I don't care what this dude has to say. How do the younger people, y'all don't know how powerful y'all are, because the one thing that y'all gonna notice, especially when y'all get y'all jobs, y'all young right now, right? Boom. Y'all get y'all jobs, it might be somebody 40, 45, 50, whatever. Maybe in their 30s, upper 30s, about to turn 40. Just hating on you. Like, damn, why is the dude always hating on me? Why is he hating on me? He make more money than me. He got a car, he got his house, he got everything going on. You know what I mean? He probably don't get no girl, man.
Well, he probably married.
Yeah. The reason why these people hate on you is because of y'all youth. Y'all youth is so valuable. Like, y'all youth is unbuyable. Like, and you definitely take it for granted when you're young. Boom, everybody does. But y'all youth is so powerful. Like, it's exponential. Like, you know, and youth and health, but it is what it, you know. But yeah, we want to hear y'all side. You know what I'm saying? Like, how y'all feel about a lot of stuff. How do you feel about the book? I know y'all read the book. How do y'all feel about the book? Do you feel like you making those connections, or are you working on them connections? Or I know I'll let Drew toss it to Drew.
No, you good.
How you want to kick it to
boys? If they want to talk about it,
because that's the stuff that's going to go viral. What I say, I would have to say some outlandish stuff because I'm an old head. But the young people, you know what I'm saying? They be like, man, you might say something right now, and somebody from your school might be like, man, I see you seeing AJ say this. I'm gonna send it to this person.
Real talk, I don't think the younger generation understands the level of effective communication that's necessary. And the
verbal or social media.
Either or.
No, yeah, they don't.
They don't. I don't think they realize how, like something simple as like, we was playing basketball, right? I'm like, yo, y'all got Snapchat. Y'all got all these different ways to communicate where a group of y'all can communicate. Why don't you connect with all of the hoopers that you play against that hold you in high regard, and y'all get open runs together with just y'all, private runs. And y'all have it in y'all group. It's like 10, 12, 15, maybe 20 of them boys from different schools that was nice. I'm like, yo, set it up. And y'all all meet up at the gym and go, who?
But who is that coming from?
It's coming from me.
An older person.
Old dude. That's what I'm saying.
Boom, if it's coming from him,
but
maybe, you know what I'm saying?
But this is my point. He didn't see the value in it, so he never did it.
Or even if it's coming from him. Like, if he felt as strongly as you, like, y'all could flop. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you could, all the stuff that you would want him to say, if he could possibly feel as strongly about it as you did, it would probably happen. But,
but I can't teach that though. That's something he got.
It's all within you.
Yeah, he got to accept that.
But like I said, it's the two sides, yo. It's the two sides where you got your responsibilities and all the stuff that's going through your head. Like, as a kid, he probably he probably. I don't follow him on social media, but I don't think he posts really. Mm-mm. If you really dig into that, like, why don't he post?
Yeah, I asked him,
but it gotta be a reason. Like, you probably don't want to put yourself out there. You probably feel vulnerable. People talking about you or seeing your stuff all the time, or somebody saying something that you don't like. He a big dude. Somebody say something to him. Like, yo, bro.
If
like, what
you
say?
Gonna have a problem.
Like, yo,
but
would you call my girl? You call my what?
Yeah, but even, my thing is even outside of that, what I've always said about AJ is AJ never understood the level of leadership he was at and how many people followed him, how many people wanted to connect with him. He didn't really understand that because he was in it. Now, I don't know if he looked back at it a little differently.
Nah, I think
I don't think a lot of people understand where they are in those moments. That's a fact.
I agree with you. But I think AJ is very smart.
Yeah,
I know you're not saying he's not smart, but I think he do know. But I think, trying not to swear, he don't give a damn. Like, yo, he like, man, like, yeah, I might have this group or whatever, people that mess with me or whatever, but that don't mean, it don't mean as much to me as, you know what I mean? It's just whatever, like, yo, whatever, people, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worried about other stuff. I got other stuff going on. I'm thinking about other stuff. I'm probably stressed, depressed, broke, all that other shit. Cause all bad shit going on. You like, who care about Tommy, Tim, and Jimmy? Who care? You know what I mean? I don't care about none of that stuff.
But at the time, circumstances was different.
Yo, yeah.
This was 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying I know you was depressed. I'm saying that everybody got some shit going on.
Yeah.
Yo, like everybody ain't no, you know what I mean? Even people with money, you know what I'm saying? Once y'all get y'all $1 billion, you know what I mean? You're gonna be going through certain things. It's an emotion that everybody is familiar with, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm using that as an example as far as you saying, hearing what they got to say. I'm trying to get them to talk a lot more. Yeah.
I feel like the only way people change is if it sucks, but you gotta get rid of your friends, bro. You gotta get new friends. You not saying you gotta get rid of them, but you need friends that's going in the direction you want to go in. So not saying you gotta get rid of your friends. To take that back. But if you wanna work on cars, I don't know shit about no cars. You need to get with 4 fucking mechanics, you need to get with 4 mechanics. And them niggas gonna be working on cars all day. They gonna be sending you little YouTube stuff on cars. Y'all gonna be on, yo, check this out. They gonna be tagging you, sending you stuff in posts because they like working on cars. So you gotta, if you want something, if you want to be in this group, you gotta get with Drew. Am I right?
Facts.
I say, you said that young people don't understand the importance of proper, like, what you say?
I don't think y'all understand the gravity of effective communication for y'all. Y'all don't understand how key it is, how valuable it is.
I wouldn't say everybody don't understand how important it is. I would say, like, we may understand how important it is, but I would say that if it's coming from certain people, everybody don't want to hear it from a certain person. Like you said.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like, so it got to come from somebody that you respect. But then at the same time, other people, they don't care who it's coming from. If they didn't think of it, they don't want to hear it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So if that's the problem, that's something I can't really fix as an older person. I can only speak to whoever is going to listen.
No, you could fix it. You could fix it. First you gotta, in order to fix the problem, you gotta identify the problem. So what we talk about? Like, what is the problem? Like, so, and try to break it down. You gotta understand what your problem is. Like, you just, like, I want you to kind of pause. I want you to go more into that, what you was talking about. Because you are right. You are 100% right. Because you feeling like Because y'all, I feel like right now, I think y'all getting on the same page right now. Because you said you don't understand that young people, a lot of young people, not all, but young people don't understand their
importance of communicating effectively.
And then on the other side, you looking at it like, you know what I'm saying?
Depends on who's coming.
It depends on who is coming.
Right. And but honestly, that never changes though.
That's a fact. But my bad, that's wrong.
No,
what I say like what we was talking about earlier. Go back to knowing your audience.
Right.
So you gotta know who the person you're talking to.
Right.
So it might be a certain way you'll say it. If it ain't working this way, you gotta figure out another way to say it to that person.
Yeah.
So if you talking to me, you know that, oh, you gotta know your audience. I'm like, what does that mean? So then you might have to break it down to me even more.
Right.
Talking to AJ, you might have to break it down to him even more.
Right.
Talking to Dave, you might have to break it down. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So the only thing is,
I hate how I was at the end and you said even more. It's like I had to break it down to AJ.
My fault.
Even more. But no, we going though. Like, no, we going.
what this is what y'all gonna find out though. No matter what age bracket it is, that dynamic never changes. Which is why I'm on y'all about being better communicators and communicating effectively. He don't like to listen to me. I'm probably starting to be beating a dead horse with you. So I get it. But at the same time, even when you're adults, now these is events, these business events and conferences I go to, folks pay thousands of dollars to get into these rooms. Me and him could be in the same event. Boom, we hearing the same information. Boom. I'm gonna take that information and do something else with it. He may be like, oh, that was cool. It was just a nice environment. Because it doesn't affect him the same. The problem is the world needs different voices all the way around. So it is important, because I don't know who's gonna listen to me as far as me talking about whatever. Y'all may not be my audience. Y'all my audience because y'all my sons, but y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? Typically, y'all probably wouldn't be the people I would market business to. You know what I mean? However, y'all have y'all own audiences. Y'all have people who will listen to y'all. So it's gonna take you growing and getting some information that you can actually give to them, that they can get it a certain way because you're all on a certain same level. So I was the same way at your age. It was certain old folks who couldn't talk to me and tell me nothing. I didn't want to hear it. But
what you said?
It was certain old folks.
No, before that.
When I was their age.
Junior. I was the same way.
Yeah.
I was the same way. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's just
right. But again, what affects me and works with me, he may look at it as being annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't communicate with everybody the same. I said that earlier. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have a certain way to do it, and I don't really have no way to do it. Only thing I can do is get him into the rooms that I'm in. If I can get him into the rooms that I'm in, and he'll experience some of those conversations, somebody else will say something that may get to him. Me, he not gonna hear it. I'm his dad. Everything is sound like dad talk.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but it's still something that y'all have to, I would say, get, especially with you having a vision, being a man, being a leader. You're gonna have to have a vision because you having kids, you got a wife, you married. Like, yo, y'all gonna have to do stuff where people gonna have to depend on y'all, and you're gonna have to effectively communicate. Can't just say because I said so.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a process, and it's something that y'all have to learn. That's a skill, but it's not just something necessary for your personal life. It's necessary for everything that you're doing in life, which is why I'm asking y'all questions. I'm not asking y'all just because I want y'all to fill up space. I want y'all to talk, give your thoughts, speak your mind as a man, because that's what men do. Conversations like this has to happen. This is considered like, well, not considered, but this is stuff like they used to happen at the barbershop.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go to the barbershop. I mean, you go with your stepfather, but still, I don't know if it'd be a bunch of people in there chilling and chit-chatting when y'all go.
Sometimes.
Man, like your dad said, it's tough, man. I know what you, I don't know what you're going through at all, but I can imagine what you're going through, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you gotta, I remember when I was in my younger 20s, yo, I was lost. I knew I wanted to have $1 million by the time I was 30. I knew that. Dumbass goal. I should just say.
Nah, not dumb.
No, it was dumb in a sense, but it wasn't a bad goal because of that I applied to more jobs and I did more things in order to set myself up for that. I would go. Get this mother. Nah. If you ain't got this, you lost. Everybody should have one of these. Nah, but
Ebook out now.
ebook. Ebook. Yo, what's it going? Yo, please get the ebook. Nah, but yeah, I always, so I don't even want to talk about me. I want y'all to talk because y'all the wave. Yo, y'all the future. Y'all don't see it, but yo, y'all the wave. Like right now, y'all the wave. Y'all gotta understand like what y'all got with social media, you know what I'm saying? You could, but the thing is, you don't want to come off corny, I get that. But what y'all could do is just so much more than we could do because we didn't have social media in high school and stuff like that.
Nah, definitely not.
So,
and even with the corny piece, like, it's acceptable to be corny now for y'all. Not saying you gotta be corny, but I'm just saying it's acceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People being confused, people not knowing what to do with their life, it's acceptable now.
And it's weird though because I feel like if I would have had social media, but that's tough too because you get judged. Like they had to put up with so much more than we had to because
How do you figure?
Because we had such a smaller. Like right now, you recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could put this out right now, right? And I could say something that people don't like.
Right.
And it could be 1 million people that could go against me.
Right.
Back then, in order to get your voice out, you had to go to the news station, stop the broadcast. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
Stop the broadcast.
Yeah, you would have to do something like that. But nowadays,
Everybody can
you
broadcast.
almost got to be social media. You definitely not who you really are.
Right.
Let's get that straight. You're not. That's not the real you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be who you're not in order to
Step outside your comfort zone.
yeah, step up. Yeah, for sure. Because that's why he don't post. This is he a real dude. Like yo, he like yo. I'm not gonna be faithful. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That might be it. Or it might not be. I don't know. But it's probably because you just. You know what I'm saying? It's
But see, I'm coming from a dad's perspective, so yeah, that's why he don't hear it. I always thought he was cool, and you should post. Like
I don't post either though, so I know where you're coming from.
You don't post until you got something to post.
Dude, I got thousands of things to post.
I do too. But
I know.
So what's the point? So this is what I'm saying.
Because I don't like people in my business.
But
Real
facts.
fast.
That's a
I
fact.
just don't.
Pause. What you talking about? It's over for that era, bruh. That's not
what you doing.
That's not, even with him, it's not going to breed success. We live in a very nosy culture now, to the point where they want to know what you eating, where you eat at, where you hang out at. Like, it's necessary.
Right. Boom.
So, if anything, if you know how to use those platforms to your advantage to market and promote what it is that you're doing, you got the bag in hand at that point. Like for us, yeah, I feel like when we was growing up, you couldn't just come out and just do whatever you want to do or say what you wanted to say without there being some sort of repercussion from it. Like
It still is though.
Not on that level though.
Wait,
It's worse.
I think it's worse now, yo.
It's worse.
Look at Pop Smoke.
It's worse if you hurting somebody else's feelings.
Yeah, yo. I mean, it's in general.
They will cancel you in a minute.
That's a fact, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't post nothing.
But so
That's
that
why
part
people
I
don't do
get. That part I get. But what I'm saying is, even when we was growing up, you could say what you wanted to say, even if it was offensive to somebody else. They would just have to suck it up and take it. Like, yo, I'm a nerd. I get that. I don't mind that. I own that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a cool thing to be a nerd. Back then, it wasn't cool to be the nerd.
But take it this way though. You gotta look at it on the same side though. Like in their generation, if you literally feel disrespected, so many people see that. You know what I'm saying? And it's out there, and that's that type of stuff eats at you. Like say I walk outside and some of these beat me up and post that joint. Boom. That in 2002 or 2000, somebody beat me up. I'm like, yo, I might call you like, yo, this mom just whooped my ass outside the day. I might just call you like, yo, I don't know what happened. I ain't see it coming, man. Yo, but now it'd be a different dynamic. Yo, if somebody record that joint, post that joint, now my son see it, my mom see it. You know, like everybody at work. You know, like it's tougher for them.
That's tough because that's the technology. Like you really can't control that too much. However. Like, bruh, it was certain places we couldn't even stop and eat without getting robbed. Boys getting robbed at gunpoint. Like, yo, that's craziness. It still happens. It still happens. But it don't happen like it was happening.
No, I would say that the difference is back then, boys ain't tolerated. I mean, people probably still don't. But back then, it was like, it was just like, it was Debos. It was people that were, I mean, it still is though. But so I'm trying to look up the difference.
To me, it's I feel like this generation is a lot more softer. No offense.
Definitely.
It's a little softer because as far as cushioned, like their whole environments for growth is a lot more cushioned to the point where you can be direct with somebody and say something and they look at you as being angry or mean. It's not me being angry or mean. I'm being direct with you. I'm letting you know what it is. That doesn't mean I'm angry and that doesn't mean I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Or being mean. I'm just telling you the truth. That's the thing. Telling the truth nowadays is considered derogatory or haters. Like even look at Kevin Samuels. I've never seen, and this is, dang, I don't even want to talk about this on this podcast. Talk, man. Say the truth. But see, this is my thing. You edit the joint. What he talked about is old school, traditional men stuff. So me being in church, being raised with pastors, they was talking about all of that.
And we do want to make a disclaimer. He's saying certain things that Kevin, like he probably saying like not everything that he said, that not everything that came out the man's mouth he agreed with. But he's saying
I will say that certain things that he said I did agree with. I do agree with. It is some truth in it. But the point was a lot of women was calling him a woman hater because he was telling them the truth about what men felt.
I feel like he was on point. But the only part I didn't like is like usually like towards the end of the interview. He kind of like go in like he ready to throw the hands. Like he's kind of like I don't like no people disrespecting women. You know what I'm saying? So like towards the end of it, he would be right. But if he just was right and just let her go off or whatever, that'd be different. But he'd be kind of like calling out her name a little bit. I ain't like.
Nah, I ain't. That didn't happen too. Yeah. But would he rag on her though? Yes, she was definitely getting ragged.
But a lot of the times. A lot of times women date men that are, it's weird to say, like kind of like, they won't be with those type of guys.
Right.
The guys that they can be with, they don't want them.
Exactly.
And the good guys, the guys that'll boom, 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 they don't want to be with, but the guys that, and then they kind of put the guys that they can't be with on a pedestal.
Right, that's a fact.
What I'm saying? And guys do it too.
True, we do. We do. But just a disclaimer: this is a business podcast, but we do talk about relationships on all different levels. So it's connecting.
This is gonna get chopped up, right?
What
you mean?
This is wrong.
No.
I'm letting it go raw. No homo. So I mean,
you can't say that. Pause. Extra pause. I'm letting it go.
Definitely.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, this is getting that
raw and uncut. I can't edit it. It's gonna be raw and uncut. It is what it is. Because I ain't that sharp. And now, if you want to come through and help out, it is what it is. We can edit it out and chop it up. But yeah, I ain't gonna be able to. I ain't that skilled.
Nah. But I see some stuff.
But but yeah, it's just just using him as an example. And the way the environments are, the way the world is right now, you can be extremely hated for the smallest thing at this point and be canceled. When we was growing up, even if it hurted somebody's feelings or it was offensive, like it wasn't looked at as, oh, you wrong for that. they looked at you as, oh, you need to go somewhere and get tougher skin, toughen up.
Yeah,
you try to cancel anybody for the first day. Like the baby, he ain't say nothing wrong. He canceled you.
They did that man feel me.
Like, bro, he ain't saying nothing wrong.
I can't say it on here, but he definitely wilded out. Now what he said, like what he said was he violated a little bit,
but it wasn't like nothing crazy. Like, oh, I'm mad at him. Like, get him out of here. Don't make him.
I mean,
it wasn't like that. But
people been saying that for years.
Right.
But
It's
still
the Fat
though,
Man Scoop joint.
but still though, you can't just say that now.
in this era,
you
everybody
can't
saw.
just say what you want to say.
You can't call a fat person fat. You can't call
They're fat shaming. Like,
No, it's only for girls though. They don't like to call fat. Fat. But the dudes, they call fat all the time.
yo, that's a fact. I was just talking to my homegirl the other day about how dudes be shamed for not wanting to date big girls, right? Mm-hmm. And they like, well, you should always give a big girl a chance and this, that, and third. I'm like, well, what about the big dudes? Oh, ain't nobody messing with no sloppy such and such. I said, well, hey, wait a minute. You can't say that. It gotta go both ways. It can't just be one way or the other. It gotta go both ways.
Cause I was listening to some stuff. They was like, men. Damn, I'm stealing stuff from other podcasts. But we bring it to this one.
Right.
But nah, girls date what they see. Nah, I don't mess it up. I can't remember.
What was the essence of it though?
It was pretty much because I think a girl date any type of creature if they can provide in general. If they can provide the necessities that the female need.
Yeah, I'm about to have me get. I'm about to.
Yo, cause boom. If a dude got his lips on the back of his head and his eyes on his forearm, but he could take her out on any trip she want, possibly get her what she want, and still please her, whatever, and do everything. You know what I'm saying? He can control the room. Some people say Jay-Z is boom, it's ugly. Some people say boom, Jay-Z is ugly. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I wouldn't know. But
let's keep it funky. We got kids. I can tell another man if you're ugly or not. That's a bad.
I can't. But like certain.
He got bread though. He mad cool, so it overshadows him being physically flawed. But he's not the most handsome guy.
You could all dudes. They be saying that the girls, you know what I mean, a girl with the BBL or whatever. You go out, you get the BBL, and then you be dating a dude that got the butt in the front. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't got the BBL, but you dating a dude, but he got a yacht. But he can take you to All-Star Weekend. Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She not being faithful to him on that level. She's dating him for his resources.
I mean, but that's part of that, man.
I get it.
What women like to feel protected.
They want that security.
They like to feel secure.
Yeah, I get that. My thing is, this is why I tried to keep my marriage popping when I was married early. I wanted to be married early because I knew eventually I was going to have money. The last thing I wanted to do was have to question a woman's motives for being with me. Because you're going to get all that anyway. If we together, you're going to get money, you're going to get trips, you're going to get bags, you're going to get shoes, you're going to get houses, cars, all that. That's a part of what being a man is. So, but if you're with me for those things instead of being with me because I like him as a person, I think he's handsome, I want to be with him, and everything else comes as a benefit,
but that sound like I want to get dated. I definitely want to get dated effective. I know Adrian probably can say that. What you feel about this? I had something to say, but you guys way more.
What I feel about what? Like
how you feel about what
how are you perceived by women?
Yeah, how girls. Let's get the question straight.
Are you okay with being perceived by women as a man of means, or would you rather her want you because of you?
Well, because of me, of course.
Of course, you gotta say that.
Wow, what you mean? How else would you gonna put it?
No, you have.
It's got to be.
But and for him, he has to say that.
What you mean?
He has to say she wants. no man is gonna say I want a girl to want me for what I have.
No, I know some dudes who don't mind.
I don't want.
Genuine.
I don't want. But I think coming from him, he would say I want the girl to like me for me.
Right.
Because he's younger.
But even as a
That's kind of like why would you want a girl to want you for what you got? That's not genuine.
Okay,
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's my point.
Yo, if I was turn the camera. Sometimes when you get older, right now you're a pretty boy, right? Let's just say 10 years, 20 years, 30 years.
Yo,
You still gonna look nice. But you might have a little bit more, so you're gonna be like, you know what I mean? Her liking for me.
you really
Was important.
No, it's important then too. Cause at that
You
point,
think you have cared if all them girls like me? You haven't. Playboy. Do you think?
What you mean?
Do you think he cared if them girls like me?
first of all,
You Hefner. You know what I'm talking
Yes.
about. They don't know. Do you know who?
I heard of it.
Playboy.
he was the owner of Playboy. But this is my thing. Yeah,
So yeah.
the dude. He
No.
Go ahead.
So the
Go ahead.
Playboy was a magazine with at the time before the internet. That's how people would get whatever
like my
pornographic magazine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you want to see some girls or something like that, you would get a magazine. You want to go online or whatever. You get the magazine. Whatever. The magazine blew up. It was the #1 magazine. He had hotels, he had jets, he had helicopters, and he got the Playboy Mansion. That's in California, with the grotto and all that stuff. And all the celebrities would come. They would want to be at the Playboy Mansion. Why? Because he had all the girls. Hugh Hefner, when he was young, he had the girls, but then he was like 80 years old, right? He still had all of the girls. These girls were in their 20s. Some might be in the upper teens.
20s.
Yeah, whatever.
Late 20s, early.
But all
late
these
10s,
girls followed
early
him.
20s.
Do you think, I want to put this out there, do you think for 1 second Hugh Hefner cared if the girls thought he was cute? Or if they liked him for him?
Of course he don't care because he's 80 years old. He about to die.
That's what I'm saying. That was my point. As you get older, sometimes you like, damn, maybe if they don't like me, it sucks for somebody to feel. And women might feel that same way too. Like a woman that may feel like, I think all women are attractive. They just different. But
everybody got something pretty.
Everybody got something pretty or beautiful about them.
Yeah.
But it might be a female out there, you know what I mean? That don't feel unattractive, but that you saw it. You remember the Instagram joint that went viral with the grandmother with the hundreds. You ain't see it when she was counting the hundreds.
I seen that joint.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it. Send it to me if you see it.
Yeah.
I got that picture.
Yeah,
Okay, just show me later.
She was saying, in context, yo, or she had come with the PS4 or 5, what's up right now? She come out with a new game, get you the new game or whatever. She putting it out there, and guys do the same thing, putting it out there, and guys that buy the nice car. Not every guys like cars, but sometimes they doing it to get the girls. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta think.
But they not liking them for them. Because
No,
that's not them.
yeah. Right, what you're saying about not liking them for them. You gotta live a certain type of life to want a girl to like you for what you got. If you want mad girls, then yeah, they're gonna like you for what you got. But if you a one woman man, they're gonna like you for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just depending on what kind of life you wanna live. Like me, all of a sudden, if we got one girl for me, so that's the type of life we're gonna live. We want a girl that's gonna like us for us.
You right though, but it all depends on the type of girl that you like. Because what happens if you like a girl that's just like one of the type of girls that's just like, that's just out. You know what I'm saying?
But then that'll be on you. You gotta change who you like.
You're right though.
It's your lifestyle.
I dig that, but even back to the Hugh Hefner example, like he's lived his entire life as a playboy, and you look at him hitting 80, he was still, getting at all the young joints because he had resources. He wasn't worried about that. He was never worried about that. He wanted to go out on top the way he went out. You look at somebody like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, they're not living that life like that.
So sometimes it's sad to say, but as you get older, the fear of being lonely.
Right.
Sometimes you like, yo.
I think men deal with their loneliness a different way all the time. Like for him, for you, Hefner, even then, matter of fact, he will always have one of them chicks as his main.
Yeah,
They was in the house.
They was all in the house.
But it was always that one he kept around. He would be with her for years.
I'll tell you right now, if he was still alive, it would be some drama behind that.
I'm quite sure it would be.
Because now it's not gonna fly. Like back then, it's just you.
Everybody's so soft now. It's like, oh, I got something to say about what you do.
Right, that's
everybody
a fact.
just mind their business.
That's
All
a
they
fact.
would-
Let
all
that
they
man
take
live,
is
yeah.
document everybody else's business.
Surviving.
You have
And yo, you saw what it did to Roger. You saw what it did to Kels. A Doc. Yo, that stuff happened so long ago.
Yo, that's tough.
I thought that stuff what's happening now, that stuff should happen like 20 years ago.
I mean, Bill Cosby was the biggest example of that being, you know what I'm saying, going down like that. To me, outside of R. Kelly, because he was still actively doing the stuff he was doing. So it just made
it took for the documentary to come out for people for all that stuff to happen. Why? Because of social media.
Right, but now you got hardcore evidence on top of the fact that he's still operating in the same. Like, it'd have been one thing if he'd have did the documentary and not been living the same type of lifestyle. I don't think they would have been able to convict him.
I'll tell you this, I've been a part of Docs. Docs is mad fake. Docs is super fake. They're super fake. They're super fake. Like, if you want to do a doc right now about AJ, you could pretty much say he was the best player to ever come out of Maryville School. You could say
He probably was. That's not cap.
That's not cap. But you could say he was the best player to ever come out of Buffalo in Maryville. You could literally build him up. Boom. You could be interviewing me and him, and you could preface like, yo, this is his stats, this is what he did. I know you seen him play. You gotta talk about all of these things, and them docs is so fake, man. They're so fake. They're so one-sided. Because if you want to have a doc about how Drew is this or that, you gotta hit your points.
Yeah.
Because if I'm making a doc and I'm trying to say AJ the greatest player to come out of Buffalo, right? And this dude's saying he not, that stuff ain't gonna make the doc. If I'm near saying R. Kelly didn't do this and didn't do that, that's not gonna make the doc.
Documentary.
The people that is crying and saying that he did these things,
That's gonna make it.
That's gonna make it.
It's the most controversial.
Yeah, it's the most you know what I'm saying? So they're so one-sided. That's why I don't agree with that doc stuff. Like, if anything was gonna happen, that stuff should happen years ago. And I'm happy everything happened. I'm happy it got resolved the way it got resolved. But
at the same time, I don't think they should send him to jail for it. It should have been something happened when he married Aaliyah and she was 16.
They should lock him up.
They should have said something.
It should have happened back then. That's that's my point.
At that point, that's when you get involved.
That possibly should have happened when the video came out too.
Yeah, but even still, like, yo, this is what, 20, 30 years later almost. Like, bro,
but it was a different time. It was just a different time.
I get it, but still, that was acceptable. So you can't.
It's definitely acceptable.
Yeah, for whoever was involved at the time, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even with the Roe versus Wade situation, I don't know if what. I'm just saying, I don't know if they should have changed it like that. I don't think they should have did that. That's just my opinion, but you go back 60, 70 years. I'm just saying, like, you go back mad time and then want to redo what you're doing to make whatever point, and they doing all that, they still ain't even changed the original amendments. We still 3/5 of a person right now as a black man in America.
See, yo, and I wish I was more cultured and understood a lot more or read a lot more, because I don't know, I don't really know too much about that, so I can't really speak on it. But
I'm just saying, if they're gonna change certain laws, or they're going back and revisiting history to change up stuff that's right now, I mean, I think certain things should be more. It should take more precedent over anything else. That's just me. That's my thoughts.
I feel it's certain people too that it's people on like TikTok that will bring up like laws that are like that shouldn't exist anymore.
Right.
Like, I think I don't want to talk about what you were talking about, but it is like a law in like South Carolina or something like that. If somebody is performing an abortion or something like that, I might be getting the state wrong. Then you can like it's legal for you to like kill them or something like that.
Oh wow!
But it's like old laws that's just like
that's crazy.
That might be that might be false, but I did hear that from an Instagram lawyer or something like that or whatever. But
yeah, we got way off topic. We supposed to be having.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. I didn't want to talk about that.
But no, we good.
Yeah, no, but that was a good conversation because I think that was a good conversation because I really wanted to get more from AJ on, but I guess that was more relationship stuff and it still was off the topic.
Well, no. I mean, relationships altogether, because I gotta put it out there now. I'm gonna write 2 more books.
Oh,
it was.
This the first time this out?
It's the first time I'm actually talking about it. I'm gonna write 2 more books.
Breaking news.
The Connector's Handbook was for the business.
No, y'all need to stop touching that. Y'all know what that is?
What is that?
Oh, I think you probably touched it by accident.
What is it?
It look like just dust.
Weird.
You think that's dust?
This white thing?
Hell no, that look like.
This is hair. That's hair.
But don't touch it.
That's probably my hair.
Oh, that's probably your hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, though, I'm about to. I'm planning on doing 2 more books. The first book, it was supposed to be a 3-book series, but I wanted to put that book out first to find out, firstly, really just to take care of the bag. The bag is with the business. So that's really where the money was for me, because that's my expertise. The other books is just stuff I've learned over time and would basically put out because it would start certain conversations. So the Connector's Handbook for business, how to turn your network, how to grow your net worth through your network is that book. The Connector's Handbook for leadership or for leaders is going to be the next book, and then the book after that is the Connector's Handbook for lovers.
Yo, I say, boy, how many books have you wrote in the past?
That's just the first one.
What did you get out of writing this book? Did you, let me get my question right. Do you feel like you have found, but your knowledge has grown while getting the research for the book? Or do you feel like I've been working my whole life to get this, so I already was ready, I was set up? Or do you feel like you've learned in the process of writing this book? Because this is almost 100 pages right here. So do you feel like I've in the process of making this book, I did enough research where I enlightened myself? Like, what did you get out of the book? Because of course, when you give somebody the book and they read it, you're gonna be like, yo, so what did you get out of it? What did you get out of writing a book? Because that has to be tougher than reading a book. So what did you get out of this process?
That's what's up. Look, that's what's up. First off, I didn't have to research anything for the book.
So you already...
This was the book came about because...
How many chapters?
I think it's 7 or 8.
Okay.
But I started to have certain business experiences, obviously, that I was able to document the process and break it down to a science.
So would you say it's more of a dialogue, or would you say it's more textbook, or would you say it's
a mixture of both?
Okay.
What I want to do is I'm giving you my experience, and I'm giving you certain things that I got out of those experiences that are key, that will help you get to where it is you're trying to get to in your business. So for me, the culmination of it was this. I realized after calculating all the money I spent over $100,000 in investing in myself to get the knowledge that's in that book, typically. So over a 10-year span, I done spent the equivalent of what would be in a PhD in college.
So you spent $100,000, and you gonna get this away for how much?
It's only $27. The physical copy, the ebook is $35.
So you invested so much knowledge, experience over 10 years.
Yep.
And you put it all into this book.
I put the best of it I could into the book.
And you gonna get that to other people for less than $40? Why?
Because it's not necessarily about the book itself, the move is not the book. The book is a surface level conversation that a person gets to have with me, get inside my mind, understand how I'm thinking conceptually, and then now we can go deeper into those different skills that might be more pertinent to your business.
Oh, okay.
So the real move is the mastermind community, and that's a 5-figure program. So getting into the mastermind community though, you'll start to have, number one, you'll have an environment where you can implement those skills and fine tune them for the regular world. Because obviously this is a different group of individuals you're working with. Like you said get a new friend group. You got entrepreneurs that you're working with, business owners. It's a different dynamic, a different environment that we in, as opposed to going and kick it with my homeboys who kick on the corner. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So being in the mastermind group will give you access to people who are already on the same path that you're on.
Okay. And I haven't read the book yet. So I will say, a mastermind group consists of how many people?
It's no limit on how many people can be in the mastermind.
What's the minimum?
I don't have a minimum either.
How much money do they have to have? They have to.
You don't have to have a certain amount of money, but it would be wise to be either an entrepreneur or somebody who's a sales professional to be able to get the value out of the mastermind.
So you saying if I'm starting a business,
right,
I should have a group of maybe 2 to 3 at the minimum.
Your mastermind group, personal group, yes, that's different. The mastermind that I have is going to consist of hundreds of people. Yeah, so it's gonna broaden your reach. Like, say for instance, let's say you join the mastermind, right? You're like, Drew, I want to be involved. Okay, cool. So we get you involved. Now you're connected to other business owners, other sales professionals who may not be able to implement what you know in business. So you in film and being a videographer, you already know you got to have a social media presence, and it has to look professional, has to look on point. Now I'm putting you in front of those people or in those groups with people who they'll probably reach out to you once they know what you do and they see what you do some work for me. They're like, oh, okay, shot By Digg. I need to holler at him. Hey, could you come to Texas and do this seminar for me or film this for me or whatever? So it's supposed to have that dynamic within the group where people share.
Did y'all understand what he was saying? Because I didn't. The first time he said mastermind group, I didn't understand.
Right, you didn't understand it.
I was thinking a mastermind group is just successful people, but he's basically saying people that's an extension of him.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know that.
Like,
I know y'all already
we
knew
could
that.
be the mastermind.
We could be the mastermind group right now. Yeah, and I didn't know that. And that's now y'all know. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, it's levels to it. All mastermind groups aren't created equal. They're not all the same. Some, you know what I'm saying, add a little more value.
Are we a mastermind group right now?
Pretty much. Now, the only thing that we would have to do is come together to have one idea that we're going to actually focus on and get accomplished.
See, now that's, I didn't know all of this. I didn't know this. Now I know. And that goes back to what I said at the beginning. You got to have one goal. Like you got to have your team.
Yep. Having a team. So we would be the team. You know what I'm saying? I don't call my inner circle my mastermind group. I call them my team. Napoleon Hill said they create what is considered a mastermind, because now we all have different dynamics of business that we understand. So they may be able to give me insight on a youth perspective. You can give me insight on a business perspective from the areas of business that you've been involved in, and I'll be able to give insight to that same thing as well. Let's say we got some common goal. We're going to create this thing, whatever it is. Everybody comes together with their skills and knowledge base, and we put that together and we work out something to be created. That's what the mastermind does.
Yo, and you know what's crazy about that? You talking about a mastermind group. I actually was a part of a mastermind group and didn't even know it because I shot a film. Several actors. We probably had we might have 30 actors. We had several different locations.
Oh wow!
And, I wasn't the mouthpiece for it, but the person I was working with, Dave, he set up essentially 90% of it. You know what I'm saying? If not 95% of everything that we did. So, but that was a part of my group. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my expertise.
Right.
He got the actors. He got a lot of locations. He wrote the script. You know what I'm saying?
But that's where his talent lies.
That's where his talent lies.
Yeah, that's his skill.
My talent lied on the other side.
Exactly. So anything he was able to put together would have never happened without you.
It wouldn't have happened without me, and then vice versa. And then we had to get the actors, and then so that's a prime example of a mastermind group. And now I understand.
Yeah.
How you broke that down because you didn't pay $100,000. You done got all this information, and I'm getting it for free.
You can't tell them
I'm getting it for $27.
Yo, I'm glad ideas can't just be stolen.
You know what I'm saying? We getting this. Man, this is a discount, man. Man, I spent. You know how much money I just spent on gas, man. I got. You know what I mean? A little modest little vehicle. I spent like $60 on gas. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Me too, eh?
This is worth $100,000 right here, and it felt like we own it, but we aren't. You know what I mean? It's just a focal point right now. But man, you getting all this for, you know what I mean, for nothing.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, let's conclude our bag talk for the day. Give everybody your handle, just like the one that you use the most.
Yeah, it's Shop By Digg on Instagram. My man on Instagram like all day. I need to stay off Instagram. But I'm on that shit all day.
No, go follow my man Digg, Shop By Digg on Instagram.
Yeah, it's Shop By Digg. It's Shop By Digg with 2 G's. It's funny. I know I'm messing up the ending. I know this way supposed to be mad cool. You supposed to spit it to the camera. You supposed to do like a peace sign or something. And do like a social like type of. But it was funny. I was in an interview. So we had a trailer for the movie, and at the end of after the trailer premiered, it was at Villa Maria College.
Okay.
And it was during Comcast week or something Comcast week. So at the end, you know what I mean, it was a lot. We got on stage, you know what I mean, whatever. And at the end, I'm trying to remember the interviewer name, Hazel. Hazel interviewed us, right? And when she interviewed us, at the end of the interview, our job wasn't ready for the joint. Cause I'm low key dyslexic on the low or whatever, right? So she asked me, what's your Instagram handle? I tried to spell that joint, dude. It's different when you type it and when you try to say it out loud. I was like, SHOT. I'm like, that sound dumb as hell. And I wonder, like, can we do that again? So now I just say, Shop By Digg 2 G. I learned from on mistake, Players mess up.
Hey, listen, I respect it. Go look it out for coming through.
Nah, for sure.
We definitely gonna have to have you back, man, for sure. Well, that being said, talk to you guys soon. Remember, as always, dream bigger, believe better, and expect greater.
Ebook out now.